أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I first of all want to wish our Muslim brothers and sisters Ramadan Mubarak, and also for our Christian brothers and sisters that we have a successful Lent, because I'm made to understand that our Christian brothers and sisters are starting Lent on Wednesday. So we pray that Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will give us grace and mercy to see us through these holy months. Thank you. I will now call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayer and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنهض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإنما يسرا فإنما يسرا فإذا فلت فانصب إلى ربك فارغب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدرك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها باسم ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق نازل الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord God, with a thankful heart this morning, we ask that your living water flow over us as we go forth into this new day. As we start yet another new week, may we continue to walk in your light, touching our hearts and making us an instrument of your peace. We lift every household before you this morning and ask that you bless every member, heal the sick, and comfort the brokenhearted. May you be beside us and your arms around us, helping us face whatever lies ahead of us today, now and forevermore. Amen.
Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters.
Thank you.
Mr. Witness, what is your religion?
I'm a Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
In English.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I wish to swear by the Holy Quran.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Okay, hold the Holy Quran and then repeat after me. I, CDK Ture, do swear that I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Ture.
Good morning.
You are welcome, Mr. Ture.
Thank you, ma.
Council, we may proceed.
So Ture, please tell the commission your name. Your full name, please.
Pardon?
What is your name?
My name is CDK Ture.
Your address?
I'm Bakau New Town.
Your educational background, sir?
I have AAT.
Your educational background. Where did you study? Which junior school, high school did you attend? When did you graduate?
I attended Hermitage High School. From there.
Which year to which year?
I think 1981 to 1986.
Please proceed.
And from there, I was appointed by the council where I started building my capacity.
Your educational background?
Yes.
What have you studied after?
Then I went to the GTTI.
Which year was this?
I went to the GTTI. I studied AAT level 1 to level 3.
Level 1 to 3?
Yes.
When was this?
I think I completed in 2004.
Okay, please proceed.
And from there, I went to MDI. I studied management there, diploma in management, advanced diploma in management.
When?
Unless I go back and look at the records.
But do you have your certificates?
Yes, I have my certificates here with me.
If you ask to produce certificates, will you be able to do that?
Pardon?
From GTI to MDI, if you ask to produce the certificates, will you be able to do it?
Yes.
All right, please produce those certificates. You may proceed.
Then I finally did my postgraduate diploma in public administration with MDI. Then I did my MBA, certificated by the University of Equity in Benin. Then finally I did my MSc with Subdeco University.
When?
That was in 2022, I have completed.
2022?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Ture, you recall that a statement was obtained from you on the 28th of February 2025?
Yes.
Right, we will show you the statement. Please take your time and go through it. That's 8 pages. It bears your name and a signature.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, what? Is that your statement?
Yes.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness indicated into evidence as an exhibit.
The witness statement dated the 28th of February 2025 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KEAC/SKT/001.
As the commission places. Now, do you have your appointment letter for Kerewan Area Council? That's why you started working with the Area Council?
Pardon?
You started with Kerewan Area Council?
No.
Please tell us the history of your employment with the Area Council.
I started working with Basi Area Council.
Okay.
Then from there I came to Janyambure Area Council. Then from Janyambure to Kuntaur Area Council. From Kuntaur Area Council to Kerewan Area Council.
Do you have your appointment, your first appointment with Basi Area Council?
Unless I search for it.
Were you appointed?
Yes, I was appointed.
Were you given an appointment letter?
Yes, I can fully remember.
How were you appointed?
By the Ministry of Local Government.
Okay, you will need that letter. Do you have the letter appointing you to the position of a CEO at, were you transferred to Kerewan as a CEO?
No, I was transferred to Kerewan as Director of Finance.
Director of Finance. Do you have a transfer letter?
Yes, I have a transfer.
And you were subsequently appointed as a Chief Executive Officer?
Pardon?
You were subsequently appointed to the position of a Chief Executive Officer?
In Kerewan?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the letter too?
Yes.
May I please see those correspondences, please? The letter dated the 10th of April 2013, Mr. Ture, does not bear your name.
Pardon?
The staff movement or deployment, 10th April 2013. It has Mamadou Jallo, Mustafa Bacheli, and Yusufa Mane. I do not see your name here. So we will remove that one.
Okay, let me have a look at it.
We applied to tender the following documents. The first is a letter addressed to The witness, Mr. CDK Ture, Director of Finance, 28 May 2013. The second is a recommendation for the appointment of Mr. CDK Ture as the Finance Manager. We don't need this one too. A promotion to the rank of an accounting assistant. A promotion to the position of acting director of finance. And a confirmation in the position of the Director of Finance. Where is your appointment or promotion to the position of a CEO? You don't have that one.
Is it not? Can I have a look at that document that you are saying you didn't see my name there?
Yes?
We are looking at the content. This was the year when Mr. Mamadou Diallo was moved to the ministry. By then, I was the Director of Finance in Kerewan.
Yes.
Then I was given the position to act as the CEO.
But do you have your name there?
No, my name is not here.
So you have not been mentioned in that communication?
No.
Okay. So where is your appointment letter as to the position of a CEO?
Okay. The last paragraph here, the Director of Finance, Kerewan Area Council, will temporarily oversee the management of council.
That did not appoint you to the position of a CEO, does it?
Anyway, this was the letter given to me.
This was how you became CEO?
Yes, and the handing over was done to me, unless I go back and search for...
Have you been appointed to the position of a Chief Executive Officer?
Yes, I believe so.
How were you appointed? Anyways, let's have these documents admitted first so you can now shed more light on that communication.
Document is here. Okay.
Council, do you wish to admit that document that he has?
No, the document did not mention the witness's name, but he has an explanation to that. Okay. So I have to apply to admit the ones that we have just submitted.
A letter dated 11th of August 2000 addressed to the witness, C.D. Ture, accounting assistant, with the subject promotion to the rank of accounting assistant. This is signed by Edward Sekan, local government officer. It is copied to the permanent secretary, local government and lands chairman, treasurer, and a file copy is maintained. A letter dated the 19th of November 2008. It has reference LM 9/195/02 in brackets 24. It is addressed to the CEO of Kuntaur Area Council and to the Chief Executive Officer, Janjanbureh Area Council. It has the subject promotion stroke transfer. It is signed by MFM Job for Permanent Secretary. The letter emanated from the Department of State for Lands Government, Department of State for Local Government, Lands and Religious Affairs. A letter dated the 28th of January 2010, it has reference LM9/211/01 Part 1 in brackets 37. It is addressed to the CEO, Kerewan Area Council. It has subject confirmation of Mr. CDK Ture and Bakari Jete as Director of Finance and Finance Manager. It is signed by MFM Job for Permanent Secretary. It is copied to the Governor, North Bank Region, Chairman. It is further copied to Mr. CDK Ture and Mr. Bakari Jete. A letter dated the 20th of May 2013, it has reference LM9/195/04 in brackets 2. It emanated from the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government. It is addressed to the following: Mr. Pasit Sise, Director of Finance, Basse Area Council; Mr. Ibrahim Ajane, Finance Manager, Basse Area Council; Mr. CDK Ture, Director of Finance, Kerewan Area Council; and the last is Mr. Ablai Okan, Finance Manager, Kerewan Area Council. The subject is acting appointments. The letter is signed by Keja Odabo for Permanent Secretary. It is copied to the CEO, Basse Area Council, Governor URR, Governor North Bank Region, Chairman, Basse Area Council, and Chairman, Kerewan Area Council. These documents are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KEAC/SKT/002.
As the Commission pleases, may I please have the exhibit? Yes, Mr. Ture, you were trying to explain your appointment to the position of a Chief Executive Officer.
Pardon?
Are you here with us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Good. You were explaining your appointment or how you were appointed to the position of a Chief Executive Officer.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes, when I was in Kerewan Area Council as the Director of Finance,
Yes.
Modu Jallo was transferred to the ministry,
Yes.
and where I was, his position was handed over to me as the CEO.
Yes.
And that's where I started acting as the CEO.
Now, were you appointed to that? Were you confirmed in that position at any point?
Yes, I think I was confirmed.
You think? You're not sure?
Yes, I was confirmed.
Where's your confirmation letter?
I think it must have been mentioned in one of those letters, because what usually happens is when they are communicating to you, if you have been confirmed, they can easily show in your letter that you are directly the CEO.
Yes.
From acting as the CEO.
You were confirmed as that of finance in 2010.
Yes.
But your acting capacity is in 2013 as CEO.
Yes.
So, but do you have a correspondence where you are confirmed in the position of a CEO?
No, I cannot remember.
Cannot remember?
No.
From Kerewan, where did you go to?
I went to Mansakonko.
As the Chief Executive Officer or acting?
As Chief Executive Officer.
Do you have your transfer to Mansakonko?
I didn't have it here, but I was given a transfer letter.
You don't have it with you?
No.
Right, please, we will need that letter. Now, you rose through the ranks in the area council. You've been a revenue collector, accounting assistant, finance director, acting and substantive, acting CEO and CEO, correct?
Yes.
And you have been working in the area council for a very long period of time.
Yes.
So you have really sufficient knowledge in the administration of the institution of the area council, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, in Kerewan Area Council, as Chief Executive Officer or Acting Chief Executive Officer, because we're not sure whether you are confirmed in Kerewan, how many departments do you have at the level of the management?
How many?
Departments.
We have the finance department.
Are you reading?
No, I'm not reading. We have the finance department. We have procurement. We have development and planning.
That's all you have?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the composition in the finance department?
Pardon?
What is the composition? What is the structure?
Okay. The structure in the finance department is the director of finance, the finance manager, accounting assistants, the senior revenue collectors, and we have the market too under finance.
I mean, in 2018, you were the acting CEO.
Yes.
When were you transferred? To Basse? Is it Basse?
Pardon? Pardon?
For how long have you been CEO in Kerewan? From 2018
to 2020.
To 2020.
Yes.
You hired over to Samali.
Yes.
Did you prepare a handover note?
I didn't bring it along.
No, that's not the question. Did you prepare a handover note?
Yes, I prepared a handover note.
Okay, we will need a copy of the handover note. What is the role of the finance director during the time? What was the role of the finance director during the time you were the CEO?
His responsibility was to coordinate the collections of revenue.
How is this done?
He do supervise the revenue collectors.
How?
By checking in their books. Or
how is the check-in done?
Pardon?
How is the check-in done?
Check-ins are done when the revenue collectors come for submission.
Yes.
They have to come and inspect their books.
You inspect their books?
Yes.
And then?
Then from there, I refer them to the director of finance.
To do what?
To counter check too.
To count the check?
Yes.
Okay.
Then from there, he issued them their receipts. Yes.
He does not count the check. He goes by your instructions. That is the evidence we have. So when revenue collectors come, they will pass through you first. Everyone says the same thing. And then you will clear them. And once you clear them, then all the director of finance, all the thing he has to do is to ratify your actions. If you have cleared that they have paid the money, and he will just enter it into the main cash book.
I think the Director of Finance has his role to play.
What role is that?
He should check the revenue collectors.
Then you should not have checked the revenue collectors' books then. If that was his role, why do you perform that function?
I'm also a supervisor to the management of council.
Okay.
As a CEO.
Yes.
I think I should also have the mandate to check their books too.
In that manner, there's enough checks and balance put in place by the financial manual.
Yes.
It doesn't require that you have to check every collector's cash book. In fact, you should be too busy doing some serious managerial duties than checking each revenue collector's cash book.
Actually, that was what I was doing anyway.
But there's a reason to that. The reason, we will get to it in the middle of our interaction, but the reason was because you were spending monies that were not yours. They were supposed to be banked or paid into the finance department, and then you were spending that money, and therefore they have to come to you first so that you check those books and then clear all of them.
I was authorizing them to pay some of the expenditures in the field level.
You don't have that power to do that.
Yes.
You don't have that mandate. You cannot authorize anyone to make expenditure in that manner.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. So that was the main reason why you had to clear those revenue collectors when they appear before you, before they go to the finance department. And that was the strict instruction that they should come and see you. Is that not the case?
No.
That they said it in the commission.
Actually, because I do instruct them to effect certain payments there, so I have to make sure to see whether what I have authorized them to pay, that's what they are paid.
That can be done by audit. That can be done by the finance department or audit. So that there will be an independent evaluation. How would we even know that what you have authorized them to pay is even legal? So for all the revenue collection books that we have, all of them were clear. Hardly would we ever see one revenue collector who has a shortage.
Who had?
A shortage.
Yes.
Why do you think that is the case?
Actually, I need to check them so that they will not have that shortage.
And that is why they don't have a shortage. That is why in all the area councils, you are probably the only CEO that doesn't have a revenue collector whose collections were not tallying with the records, because you were on top of things, correct?
Not actually. I think I was just doing that to make sure that what I authorized them in the field for them to pay.
You were spending the money for your personal use. You were spending the money for your own personal gains. You are making expenditures that cannot be accounted for, and so you clear them when they come and appear before you. Will give you examples of that. They've all testified here, and so you clear them for accounting for all the monies, because you don't authorize them to pay these expenditures. We will get to it on a case-by-case basis. And so when they go to the Director of Finance, all they have to do is just to see whether CEO has cleared them. Mr. Khan said that. And once you have cleared them, they just enter it in the cash book, and that's it.
If the Director of Finance should say that, then that's not proper. Because I don't think the Director of Finance, a revenue collector can come to the Director of Finance saying that the CEO have cleared me. So that's the end of it. I need not to check anything.
You write that down. In their cash book, you will sign or write authorized clearance.
Sign and write for authorized for?
To clear them.
No, I didn't see, I cannot remember anywhere where I signed to say authorized for clearance.
Do you not write on their cash books?
I do sign.
Do you not write in their cash books to show that they have been cleared?
Actually, I cannot remember. Unless,
you don't do that?
No, I cannot remember. Unless I see.
So how do you clear them? Once you've checked their cash books, how do you clear them?
I just sign.
That's what I'm talking about. And what does that signature mean?
It means that I have looked at what we authorize them to pay in the field, and that they have come with all those required documents that we have authorized.
And so they have been cleared.
So actually, I just signed to show them that
they have been cleared. You signed to show they have been cleared. Is that not the case?
No, but that should not stop the Director of Finance not to do his work.
What do you mean by that? What work should he do? You are the boss. You are the CEO. You are in charge of the accounts.
Even whereas the CEO should check, that should not deprive the Director of Finance from checking.
You were not checking to make sure revenues are accounted for. You were checking to make sure you cover your tracks, that the monies you have expended, the monies you have spent in very unlawful means have been cleared. That's what you were doing. Do you understand? That's exactly what you were doing.
Actually, I cannot remember. I cannot remember where I didn't authorize them to.
We had Mr. Damfa with monies withdrawn and deposited into your own account.
Who?
Lamin Danfa. $48,000 is split into your own account.
$48,000.
Yes.
I cannot remember unless I look at it in my bank statement.
Do you have your bank statement? Do you have the
No,
bank statement?
I didn't have it here.
We will give you your bank statement. You should check the year 2021 when you issued a check to Omar Tarawale. You know Omar Tarawale?
Yes, I know Omar Tarawale.
You recall giving him a check of $48,000?
20?
$48,000. 21st January 2021.
20?
21st January 2021, you issued a check of $48,000 to Omar Tarawale.
21st February.
21st January 2021, you issued a check to Omar Tarawale to withdraw from GT Bank, the council's account. Do you recall that? Mr. Ture?
Pardon?
You have to answer questions. Do you recall that?
I'm afraid I cannot recall it. Unless I see the check, I cannot recall.
But we can give you the GT Bank account.
Yes. If at all it is in the GT Bank account, then I agree. We sign a check and gave it to Omar.
Yes,
Tarawale.
so Omar Tarawale withdrew the money and gave it to Lamin Danfa on your instructions to put into your account.
In 2021?
Yes. In the month of January.
Anyway, that statement is not here.
How many accounts do you have?
I have Trust Bank and GT Bank.
Let me ask that you be given, which one are you looking at right now?
This is the trust bank, Lamin Damfa, where he deposited 48,000 in my account.
Did you see? Have you seen that?
No, I didn't see it.
Please hand over to me. Where is the exit itself? Where is it? How many banks do you have? What accounts do you have?
I have Trust Bank, I have GT Bank.
You don't have EcoBank?
EcoBank, I think I stopped using it since 2018 or 2019.
Do you have an EcoBank account?
Yes, I was having it.
All right, we will need you to produce the EcoBank account. We need you to produce the statement of your EcoBank account.
Okay.
Now, what was that withdrawal for?
Mr. Ture, please write down what you have been asked to. Can you please give this to Council, the GT Bank account for January 2021? Withdrawal was made by Omar Trawale.
Yes. Yes. What was that withdrawal for?
Actually, I can remember we were raising check against the name of the collectors when we want to pay certain expenditures.
Mr. Damfa said, Omar said you had asked him to give the money to Mr. Damfa. Mr. Damfa said that's true, but you had asked him to pay the money into your account.
I cannot remember where I told Mr. Damfa that let him pay it into my account. I cannot remember.
You don't have to remember that. All you have to do is account for the money.
If at all it was paid into my account, then unless I see it into that account, that's the time I'll know.
We had asked you to produce your account. The eraser has gone to bring your access account. But the EcoBank account you have been operating, we are asking that you produce it.
Okay.
So what was the withdrawal for?
Actually, most of all these withdrawals are proposed for salaries and other expenditures at the office level.
$48,000 is for salaries?
Pardon?
$48,000.
Yeah, you know, there are certain units in Farafenya especially.
Yes.
When we are paying salaries, not actually, we look at certain units that we do pay their salaries.
Right.
And when we have certain expenditures, we also make sure that we toss it out there. At times we withdraw money from Farafenya and take it to the main office for certain expenditures.
There will be vouchers, okay, it's correct, against the withdrawals.
Pardon?
There will be vouchers against the withdrawals.
There will be?
There should be vouchers against these withdrawals.
Bounce check.
Vouchers.
Vouchers, yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes, okay.
For all the withdrawals, there should be vouchers.
Yeah, okay. At times the collectors who are withdrawing the money doesn't see the vouchers.
Why?
But what will usually happen is, if at all it is going to be salaries for Farafenya,
right?
Yeah, because they are only sent to withdraw it. If at all there will be any payment in Farafenya, the sub-treasury head will be responsible.
Yes.
Where the vouchers will be given to the sub-treasury head.
Yes.
To effect those payments.
Yes.
Likewise, Bara, the same thing happens there.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, where are those vouchers for all the salaries you have paid from 2018? And for all these vouchers against these withdrawals, you have them? The checks you have issued from 2018 to 2022 or 2020, do you have the vouchers?
No, I'm no more in Kerewan near the council.
No, but you can identify the vouchers. You can help identify the vouchers. You are the one who authorized these payments.
The vouchers must have been at the council level or here.
So it is your responsibility to tell us which voucher is attributed to what payment? Or what withdrawal?
Yeah, for that, unless we look at their supporting documents, because usually when they are posted, we have to make sure that we actually attach the copy of the check.
But they said that there were no supporting documents.
Pardon?
There were no supporting documents.
Yeah, for the payee.
Yes.
They are not seeing any supporting document there.
Why is that the case?
The supporting documents usually are left at the sub-treasury, where when the monies are brought from the bank,
yes,
we just give it to the sub-treasury here to effect those payments. After effecting the payment, then the voucher will be sent back to the office, to the head office.
Even your director of finance admits that you do not raise the necessary vouchers in some cases.
Vouchers are raised whenever we are paying salaries.
Who raises vouchers?
He himself raised those vouchers.
But he denied that, in fact.
And it may be an oversight on him, but we cannot pay salaries without raising the vouchers.
But he denied that fact. We are not saying all these withdrawals are for salaries. That cannot be possible, because some of these withdrawals were not even salary time.
Some are office expenditures. And unless
Again, there should be vouchers for that.
Yes,
Is that not the case?
I totally agree.
So when we reach the level of the withdrawal, at the point of withdrawals, we will tell you how much you have withdrawn, authorizing withdrawal, and you will be asked to provide the vouchers necessary for those withdrawals.
Okay.
How were payments made?
Pardon?
How were vouchers raised? What is the price of raising vouchers at Kerewan Area Council?
When it is for salaries, we have a payroll register where all the names of the employees are, and they are net takeaway. And based on that, we raise check against that total amount. If at all there are employees who are on bank line,
right,
we raise check directly against that particular bank.
Yes.
Where we will authorize the bank to debit the council account and credit their individual accounts.
Now, are these vouchers pre-audited?
No, they are not pre-audited.
Why is that?
Usually they are post-audited anyway.
Why are they not pre-audited?
It happened at a time when the newly appointed auditor was not in office. She was sent on attachment to Birikama.
Mr. Tore, you have not been doing pre-auditing.
I agree.
At all.
I agree.
Yes, so don't give us a period, a week or two, a month where in the auditor was not present.
There was no pre-auditing.
Why?
Actually. We were not doing it.
Why?
Actually, we are not just doing it.
That's not the question. Why were you not doing it? Is there a reason? Is there a reason?
Oh, it may be administrative lapses.
Administrative lapses. What does that mean? You don't know that vouchers should be pre-audited, payments should be pre-audited?
Yeah, actually, we know.
You know?
Yes.
So why was what was the difficulty in?
We are allowing her to post audit because after payment we do give her the vouchers.
So payments were entirely at your discretion.
Pardon?
You have the absolute discretion to decide how payments were done.
I have
absolute discretion to decide how payments are done.
No, actually, I don't have absolute discretions.
You have. Because if not, you would have followed the procedure.
Yes, that's why I said I didn't have absolute.
So what was difficult in making sure payments were pre-audited?
No, they were not pre-audited anyway.
What was the difficulty in doing that?
Actually, we are not doing it. We are not doing it, candidly.
But you don't know why you were not doing it? You don't know?
No.
So do you know for all payments that did not pass through due process, it would be unlawful? You know that?
It doesn't pass the due process.
Do you know it is unlawful?
Yes.
You know you have the responsibility to make sure every payment will pass through due process.
Exactly.
This you know, correct?
Exactly, yes.
So you have the liabilities on you.
Yes, I agree.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Now, you said they have been post-audited.
Yes.
How is this done?
Vouchers are sent to her office, and she do audit them.
Do you have the report or the reports?
No, actually, she was not preparing reports.
Why is that?
For her, she was new there. She doesn't have the capacity by then.
Do you have the capacity as CEO?
Actually, I was just putting her through to inform her that she should be preparing.
Do you have the capacity as CEO?
No, it was not my domain. I don't have the capacity.
So why would you decide whether somebody else has the capacity to do post-auditing and prepare reports?
Actually, she was doing the post-auditing.
The sub-treasurers, they were making a lot of payments at their level. And all of them were saying that you authorized them to do that. Was this the case?
Yes, all payments were authorized by me.
Why would you authorize payment at that level?
Because looking at the geographical location of Kerewan,
Yes.
most of our activities are either in Farafenye or in Bara.
Yes.
So usually work are done at Farafenye. We do procure fuel at Farafenye, for instance.
Yes.
Or we do have some works to be done in Farafenye area or Bara.
Yes.
So we just authorize them to effect the payment there.
Now, how do you record this?
Because every payment, any payment that they must have done, it has to come with a document. And it is among the reasons why when they come with those documents, I have to authenticate it to see whether what we have authorized them, that's what they have actually paid.
So where do you keep these receipts that you authorize them to pay?
As I told you, it's because of the location of the head office.
How do you keep these receipts?
Pardon?
Now, for instance, you authorize a particular collector to make payment. We have Sekou Kinte. You know Sekou Kinte?
Actually, what they are
doing. Do you know Sekou Kinte?
Pardon?
You know Sekou Kinte?
Sekou.
Say a revenue collector.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just taking him as an example.
Okay.
That you've authorized him on several occasions to make finance some allegedly expenditures meant for council.
Sekou.
How are these recorded? Do you have the receipts? When they come for reconciliation with you, how do you keep these receipts?
Actually, for Sekou Kinte, Sekou was a Lumo collector. I cannot remember.
All of them have been giving you money or spending their part of their collections by way of instructions from the CEO, that's you.
All of them have to give me money.
Mr. Ture?
Yes.
Do you instruct revenue collectors to do council's expenditures?
Yeah, I instruct them to effect payments.
And when they effect these payments, they come to you for reconciliation?
Yes.
Now, do they bring receipts? For instance, if it is on fuel, will they present you with receipts?
Yes.
Where are these receipts? How do you keep them?
Those receipts, those are the receipts that they take to the director of finance.
How are they kept? Who keeps these receipts?
The director of finance.
You ask him to keep these receipts?
No, actually, he attached them on vouchers.
On vouchers?
Yes.
Now, how do you know how do you verify this payment?
How do we verify?
Yes, how will anyone verify this payment?
I'm not getting you clearly.
How are these payments verified? Because you don't follow procurement. That is the bottom line here. For every expenditure, you must follow the procurement process. But yes, you disregard procurement process, correct? And you do your own procurement.
What usually happens when they come with the receipt? They have to.
You disregard procurement and do your own procurement. That is what we are faced with now. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes. So now, how do you account for this to know the authenticity of these receipts?
It has to go through the director of finance to attach a voucher there.
Come again?
It has to go through the director of finance.
Yes.
Where a voucher is attached on those documents.
Right.
Then that's where we can authenticate it.
Now, how does the director of finance know that particular receipt is valid?
Is what?
Valid. That is from a supplier. and it's not forged?
Yeah, actually, it's going to be very hard, but I know too, what we ask them for them to procure, we know where they are going to buy.
Who is we that you're referring to?
The revenue collectors that we authorize.
So when we ask them, who are you referring to as we here?
At times I do instruct the director of finance.
In most cases you do.
Yes.
Is there anyone else who will instruct them to do that?
Pardon?
Is there anyone else who will instruct them to make payments?
No, I cannot remember.
So you're the only one who instructs. The finance director says you're the only one who instructs, because without your instructions, they would not be able to carry out this.
At times I do communicate to the director of finance to communicate to them that.
Now, Mr. Ture, how do you verify these payments?
We can verify it because we know what we have assigned them to pay for.
Yes.
And the moment they are back to the office.
Just don't say we, just say you know what you have assigned them to do.
Yes, and the moment they are back to the office,
right.
I have to confirm exactly that what I have authorized them to pay for, that's the document that they have brought.
But that's you?
Pardon?
So that is you, Mr. Ture, subjectively,
yes,
making your own decision subjectively. So that is not supposed to be the way that you're supposed to spend council's funds.
I agree.
So now how would these monies be verified? To know that even though you did not follow due process, you haven't followed any procurement process, but yet still the monies were spent in the manner in which it is supposed to be spent. When they buy fuel, for instance, how do you know if they even bought fuel?
How do we?
Do you know they even bought fuel?
Yeah, because the vehicle that they are going to supply,
yes,
the driver has to, usually I do communicate with the driver.
Right.
And the driver have to go to the filling station.
Yes.
For him to take the fuel there.
Yes.
And from there it is paid by the revenue collector.
Yes. But we don't know that.
Pardon?
But we don't know that. What is the essence of procurement process then?
Yeah, they are there to take the procurement procedures.
Yes. But at the tail end of the procedure, there has to be delivery.
Yes.
There has to be delivery, there has to be evidence of delivery.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
So, and the evidence is a delivery note, for instance. So for all the ones we have examined, there are no delivery notes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so how do we know that the receipts are genuine when there are no delivery notes?
That's quite true.
That's quite true. But now where is the legality of this procurement? Where's the legality? Are you going to account for all that money?
Yes.
You're going to account for it?
Yes.
How are you going to do that, Mr. Ture?
Because they have already been accounted for.
They have not been accounted for. That's not true.
In the cash book, they have been accounted for.
How? You just write their figures. The accountability we are referring to is to know the genuineness of those payments.
No, but they are genuine because we have it in our budget that fuel should be supplied to tractors and so on.
Yes, but have they been supplied?
Yeah, they have been supplied weekly.
But we don't know.
Yes, but they in the field knows that they have been supplied. Without supplying them, those tractors will not work. And if they didn't work, we'll have issues because we'll have so many.
You have a procurement officer.
Yes.
What's the name of the procurement officer?
She is there to coordinate.
What is the name of the procurement officer?
It's Fatumata Jaite.
Fatumata once wrote you a letter. Do you recall that?
I cannot remember writing to me a letter.
I believe you have it in evidence.
Sorry, Mr. Ture.
Yes.
On the issue of the preparation of vouchers, you have clearly indicated in your statement that the sub-treasury units, they don't prepare payment vouchers, nor the provision of requisition. So how would it be possible for you to be able to know what you are paying for if they don't prepare the vouchers and there is no requisition?
When it comes to salaries, as I stated, vouchers
we are
are.
not, Mr. Turi, we are not talking about salaries. We are talking about the fact that you have said in your own
Yes.
statement that most often, that is most of the time, vouchers are not prepared for the payments that are done at the sub-treasury level.
Yes,
And requisitions are also not made.
yes.
So the only inference we can draw is that you just make a phone call and payments are effected without requisition, without the preparation of vouchers.
Yes, it usually happens, yes. And at times we prepare the voucher.
So hold on. So it will be true that whatever reconciliation you have done in the cash book, it cannot be correct because there were no requisitions to have a trail as to who is requesting for what. And there is no payment voucher to indicate who was paid after the goods or services were delivered.
Yes, when they come to the office, we prepare the payment voucher.
No, it is not. Because you have said requisitions are not made and vouchers are not prepared.
Vouchers
So
are.
I am saying that the comments you make on the cash books cannot be correct because you have no way of proving that.
Yes, I do check the cash book
No.
just to sign.
Mr. Ture, no. What I'm saying is that, is it correct that there is no way you will prove the payments they have made? Because you have said there are no requisitions made, there are no vouchers prepared.
Yes.
You will not be in a position to prove, to give evidence to prove that what you have instructed verbally has been executed. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
We can only prove it on the receipt.
Yes, so let me give you the letter to read. Yes, that is a letter written by the procurement officer to you. Do you recall this?
No.
Well, it's true. Even if you don't want to recall it, he will take it as being true that this letter had been received by you, Mr. Siri K. Ture.
Council, I'm sorry, this was not during my time.
Okay, fine. That's for during somebody's time.
Yes,
Your time, there was no letter written to you.
I cannot remember.
Okay, have you had issues with procurement?
Actually, we were having some discussions.
What are these discussions? What were these discussions?
When we are preparing the procurement plan, usually,
Have you not been told by procurement that you should follow due process?
yes, some of the procurements we are done
You have
without
been told
yes,
before.
yes,
You have been approached by procurement officer to follow process.
yes.
So why did you disregard the process then?
I told her that because looking at expenditures that we are doing away from the office,
Right,
like weekly fuel supplies that we are taking,
right.
I told her that it will be very hard for us to say we can procure them at the office level.
You told her what?
To procure them at the office level, so we authorize the collectors to pay it there.
Yes.
Then when they come back to the office, they bring along their receipts.
No, but that's not what the law says.
That's quite true.
So but why do you depart from that?
Pardon?
Why did you depart from that?
Yes, I think we are trying to make sure that we adjust some of those things. And
What do you mean by that?
we were trying to regularize them before I leave.
What do you mean by trying to regularize?
Some of
You have
those,
been approached by the procurement officer to follow due process.
Yes.
To follow procurement process.
Yes.
But you refuse to do that. And the same trend continues with Samba K. Lee.
But I told her some of those procurement have to be done either in Farafenni or Bara.
Yes.
And these are weekly supply. And usually what usually happens is we do buy them because most petrol stations don't allow us even to take credit. So automatically what usually happens is when they supply a tractor, then we pay.
Can you not have a framework agreement with these fuel suppliers?
Yes, we should have it with them.
Do you have it?
No.
Why is that difficult?
Actually, it was not difficult for us to have it.
So you were just flouting the rules at will then?
Actually, I had a discussion with Fatoumata about it.
What was this discussion about?
About the framework agreement issue.
About the framework. And then?
That was in 2020.
Yes.
That we should start meeting the fuel suppliers.
Yes.
So that we can have a framework agreement with them. And I think coincidentally, at the early part of 2021, that was the time I left.
No, Mr. Toure, you had all the time in the world to follow due process. You cannot wait until you are about to leave and you are now discussing about framework agreement. You knew about the framework agreement.
That was the year we planned it to.
You had a contracts committee?
Pardon? Yes.
You appointed the members of the contracts committee?
Pardon?
You appointed the members of the contracts committee?
We?
Have you appointed the members of the contracts committee?
No.
They were not appointed?
No.
Why?
We didn't give them any appointment letter.
Why? How are the members if you haven't appointed them?
Because the contract committee members, we have some permanent members.
And you have some temporary members?
Yes.
Who are these permanent members?
The CEO, the director of finance, and the procurement officer.
3 of you people?
Yes.
Just 3 of you?
Yes.
Were you appointed? Do you appoint the other 2?
Whether?
You appointed the director of finance?
No, actually, it has been mentioned in the Procurement Act.
Yes, but they have to be appointed.
Actually, no, we didn't.
Do you sit regularly over procurement issues?
We usually sit.
How often?
That I cannot know, but usually when we have...
So if you have a procurement committee, why were you disregarding the committee and doing your own procurement?
Pardon?
Why were you then disregarding the committee and doing your own procurement if you've had one?
Anyway, we are just authorizing them to effect some
You were, not we were.
Yes, I was authorizing them to effect some...
So why were you disregarding the contracts committee's mandate if you had a contracts committee?
No, at the contracts committee level, we do discuss procurement issues there.
But you carry out procurements individually.
And for these procurements done in the field, that's the one, the major one I'm telling you is the fuel supply. Which I told you, I discussed it with Fatoumata.
How many accounts do you have? During the time you were there as CEO?
I think we were having about 5 accounts.
Do you recall the banks you bank with?
Eco Bank.
Yes.
Trust Bank. GT Bank.
Yes.
Access and Reliance.
And Reliance Bank?
Yes.
For Reliance Financial. Do you have a development account?
No, actually we didn't have any account as development account.
Why?
We didn't.
Any reason?
No, there was no reason. We didn't identify any bank to be the development account.
Is there any reason?
No, there was no reason.
The Finance and Audit Act 2004 requires there has to be a development fund.
Yes.
Where you pay all revenue generated by council.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
So why was that not done?
Anyway, it was not done.
Why?
I know we didn't do it.
Let's come again.
I said I know we didn't have any account.
Why?
For development.
Mr. Toure, I doubt whether you are really qualified for this job. CEO? Because what I asked you is a very simple question. Why did you not keep a development fund?
We didn't identify any bank as development.
Why did you not identify one?
It was not done.
I know, that's why I'm asking why. There must be a reason.
There is no reason.
So you just decided there should not be a development fund?
Actually, it was not identified, Council.
Okay. Now, what is the structure then for revenues that are collected by revenue collectors? What is the structure and the instruction that you will give them?
Pardon?
Because monies that are collected should be paid